Yeah, it's well, one, it's hard. It's hard first because to get the defense, the scout team defense, to simulate something as unique as what they're doing is hard. So there's a lot of frustration out there just trying to get guys lined up the right way on defense and give you the right clues. And so, but to your point, every play you've got to be, a little bit like we talked about with Spags, but even more so, like every play you have to be ready for 6 guys rushing, 7 guys rushing. And so it does limit your playbook quite a bit, because there's a lot of plays that are just dead a large portion of the time against this defense. So, in some ways that makes it easier in that you have less to select from. You're not on Amazon trying to figure out, the whole world, what it is you want. It limits it. And then, the communication is key, like recognizing the looks, what can happen. All right, how are we going to pick it up when they do come? What's our answers when they drop? So it's makes for a lot of late nights and long meetings.
Joe, Portland leads the league in red zone touchdown receptions, and so many of those seem to have come on kind of that second kind of act
Yep.
of the play. What has gone into, from your perspective, of he and Russ in that part?
Yeah, I think we've got when the play breaks down or Russ starts moving, we have specific rules of what we want guys to do, and guys have done a good job. They recognize it. That's the first key when you're a receiver. Hey, the timing's off. The quarterback's on the move. Which way is he moving? Where am I going? Based on where he's moving, and then how am I relating to all the other receivers? You can't just tell Cortland, hey, you get to this spot. He's got to look, someone's already there. And so we kind of have an order of where guys fit in. And so it's a little bit of jazz. There's some rules to it, but there's some improvisation too. You got to play off the other guys on the field and what the defense is doing. So something that we worked a lot in OTAs, training camps, and, the guys have been executing it really well. Yeah, and again, let's say you're Cortland, you're running a route, and then the play breaks. Well, what's the route I'm on? Well, that's different every play. Where's everybody else in relation to me? That's different every play. Where's the defense? That's different every play. Which way is Russ moving? That can be different. And so, you have some base rules, and then they have to recognize it and say, okay, where am I? Where's everybody else? I know the spots we're trying to get to, and let me see where I fill in on this puzzle. Yeah, it's huge. It's huge to have a really smart center. He can recognize the majority of the looks, and then you have your quarterback clued in to like, okay, this is something he can't see because he's down in a stance over the ball, and so when you see this, you let them know. So we try to take as much pressure off the quarterback as possible, and that the center handles the majority of it, and then you have to recognize these outlier looks to help us out, and and so we've got 5 smart guys in there, like you said, that have worked together, know how to play off each other. So it's a huge help.
With the pressure they bring, the frequency of it, maybe a hesitation to use a rookie running back compared to that's just a lot more.
Yeah, I think it all depends on we've had rookie running backs that just get it, and so you feel comfortable with them. But you're looking at, okay, who is he going to have to block? There's a physical element to it, and then is he going to be able to figure it out? There's a mental element to it, and there's a lot of challenging looks. So we spent a lot of time on it today, and we'll continue tomorrow, and it'll be something that we'll keep working on so that they can recognize it and getting to their guys the first challenge and then blocking them successfully. And that's you see a lot of these pressures, and offenses have people on them, but there's still not a lot of time in the pocket. They do a good job of collapsing the pocket, edging. And so we'll have our work cut out for us for sure.
Time for a couple more days. Lucas Kroll.
Oh, yeah.
He used Kroll quite a bit on Monday night.
Yeah.
What does he sort of give to the tight end room? What's the process been like since he got here later than the other guys?
Yeah, obviously he came from New Orleans, so there was some familiarity. There's a lot of differences, but still a lot of things that he was familiar with. So his learning curve was a little bit easier than if he just came in from another program. But he's got good size, good length, and he runs really well and good hands. So, he's probably a little bit, as you categorize tight ends, he's probably more on the receiving end as far as where his strengths lie. So, You probably saw him out there a lot on third down and passing situations, and that's kind of where his strengths lie.
How important was it to stick with the running game despite the yards per carry
Yeah.
not being great?
I think it was huge. It helps with time of possession. We weren't breaking a lot of big gains, but, those 3 and 4 yard gains add up. They keep you ahead of the sticks. One thing we were trying to avoid, which with the penalties, we didn't do a great job, is just, with that Buffalo defense staying out of, the third and longers. And unfortunately, the penalties kind of kicked us out. But when you're running the ball, even if it's not, the 8, 9 yard gains, you're still not in 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. Those are the real tough downs against most defenses.
Joe, I was wondering, could you describe the impact Shamajah Piron has made in passing game this season?
Yeah, he's a guy that, Sean mentioned it, I think, that, when you watched his Cincinnati tape, you might not, you've got your primary and your secondary, and then, all of a sudden those aren't there. You find that running back, he's short of the sticks, he catches it and he gets that first down. And that's, it's so huge. We spend so much time trying to, get the ball to the receivers and the tight ends, and this guy's blocking, no pressure. He makes himself available. And, it's such a huge thing when you can check it down and still keep moving the sticks. And so he's been awesome that way. Good protector, and then also a viable receiving threat that can move the chains when you get it to him.
Last question. All right, thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.